So the other day in the mail, I got a slip from Harley Davidson. It was like a 4-digit code. It was an 8-digit code, but it was like missing the last 4 digits, and the first 4 digits were already on there. And they said that if you went to Harley Davidson and test drove a new, 2017 Touring model or whatever, you could get the last digits from your dealership, your local dealership. And then you could enter that online and you could get a free shirt. So I've been kind of wanting to go ride a new one anyway, and just to kind of see, because I was kind of kicking myself in the butt. I kind of wish I would have waited to get a 2017 for the Milwaukee 8. And I kind of, I knew they were changing it, and I kind of didn't want to get a brand new model just because, the first year of the models are kind of messed up, and I really loved the 2016s anyway. But anyway, I, kind of wish I would have waited. I don't know, some parts maybe. And then also the Ultra. I kind of wish I would have spent a little extra. I got the Ultra because I'm not a big fan of rolling around with the trunk all day, but it's nice to have for a trip, and you can just take it off. But aesthetically, I still like the Special. It still has a few other things that I like the way it looks better, but the Ultra comes with a few things that I wish I had. So, but anyway, so I wanted to go check it out to go see what the Ultra had, and also a Milwaukee 8. So when I got there, though, it was closed. It was like the day before the 4th of July, so I think they closed a little early for the holiday. So I had to come back on a different day.
You guys closed?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Closed at 4 today.
Okay. Thanks.
So here's the new bike. Right off the bat, you can tell the windscreen's different, and also the inside fairing is not painted. So depending on whatever bike you have, it's still gonna be the gloss or the flat black. And so it's not gonna be painted. It's also got the headset hookup, and the bag attach things are different. They're kind of a little bit quicker, I think. It's got this nice crash bar on here too. Also, it's water cooled, and it has these kind of little the vents and the little boxes, and kind of keeps your legs from, if you're riding in cool weather, it'll keep your legs protected from the wind as well, a lot more than mine does. Other than that, pretty much the same here. It does have the 107, the Milwaukee 8, so it's got that new motor. Here's the vents on the other side. I'm gonna open it up for the ride. It's got a trunk, which I really wish I had. Nice, a lot of storage in there. It's got some rear controls right here for your passenger to turn up the volume or change the radio station on here. It's got some back speakers back here, which is nice. And I think the switches are all pretty much the same, I think. Those are all the same. And then the nice footboards on the back. I got little foot pegs. And then the tail lights are all different. I kind of like mine a little bit, but I kind of like these as well. Alright, so I've been wanting to try out this tall boy seat on my bike, and I never made it down there, So finally, when I came down to do this test drive, I was just like, hey, can I just put that tall boy seat on this one and check it out? And they're like, yeah, sure. So got the tall boy demo seat on here to try to see how it feels. See if it'll scoot me back a little bit so I'm not so close.
The plate's really hard to see on these ones, how they're tucked up underneath there like that.
Those cops can spot them.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, my brother, have fun.
Yep. The bars are different too.
Alright, so now if I look a little shaky on the start and goes, it's because of the damn heel shift. I got a big foot, okay? It's like a 12 and a half, 13-inch boot, and it just doesn't fit in between the toe and the heel shifter very well. It's like a science to try to get it to fit inside that hole, inside that pocket. So it kind of screws with me, you know. I'm like trying to find out, you know, kind of feel like I'm getting into a stirrup or something. So that's one of the first things I've changed on my bike, and if I ever got another one, that's another first thing I would change. I don't like having to try to, you know, squeeze my foot or kind of maneuver my foot into the floorboard or where it needs to be. I don't like that. So towards the end of this ride, I actually started, you know, getting the hang of it, you know, popping it in there right off the bat. But at the beginning of this one, it was pretty bad. I couldn't really get on, you know, like do some good accelerations because it's still part of the break-in phase. This bike, you know, has low miles on it. It's not like one of their demo ones or whatever. It's just one of their floor models. So yeah, I couldn't really get on it real hard, but I really didn't notice much of a difference between mine and this one. It felt really pretty much the same as far as acceleration. I didn't really see a big difference there. The biggest thing I could tell with the engine was the biggest the biggest difference I could tell with the engine was not the power anyway. I didn't notice anything on that. It was more just the balance. It seemed like you know, the balancing of it, there's like almost no vibration. You know, it's definitely a good bike for like long trips or older people. I wouldn't mind one, don't get me wrong. I would not mind one at all. I kind of prefer my little, you know, 2016 kind of, you know, old school Harley feel, you know, for around town. But if I were gonna go, you know, across country or something, this would probably be pretty awesome and I definitely would want a Road Glide Ultra. So if I ever win the lottery, maybe I'll have two bikes. But yeah, I'm trying to talk my dad into actually get one, as it's very comfortable. Like I said, it doesn't vibrate you to death, and it's just a good bike to have. The speakers on this is horrible. It definitely needs an amp. Mine, I test drove one, and I forgot how bad they were. I didn't leave the dealership without an amp and upgraded speakers. They're really bad. The biggest difference I did notice was right off the bat was the bars. I couldn't believe it. I thought they were the same bars. I thought I'd already covered everything that was different, which was just a few little other things. But no, the actual bars were actually a little bit taller, which is really cool. I really like that, because that's another thing I kind of was looking at to do with my bike was a kind of like a tall boy bar. Because I just want a couple inches higher, or, you know, just maybe an inch or two. I don't want to get those ones, you know, those big chopper style, you know, where my arms are over my shoulders and stuff like that. But I definitely wouldn't mind getting a little bit higher, you know. So I was looking at some of the, you know, like I said, this a couple inches higher or whatever. And this one seemed like it was about that height. It was just maybe an inch or two, probably about an inch higher. And it seemed like maybe the angle was just different as well. But I liked the way it felt a lot. So I might actually look into trying to find someone that pulled off some Ultra bars off their bike to put on some, you know, big chopper bars or whatever on there, so I can get some of mine. Every time I shifted, I could feel like the click in the handles and in the actual lever. I can't feel that in mine. I don't know, or at least I don't think I do. It just seemed really weird that every time I you know, Harleys are notorious. Every time you shift, you hear the, you know, the click, the chikunk. But I could really feel it in the lever. It was really weird. And like I said, I don't feel that in mine. Also, it maneuvered very well, like going through the, you know, these twisties and stuff. I really didn't notice the extra 4 to 500 pounds in the parking lot. I kind of didn't notice it either. I didn't really play around too much. I just kind of left, but I really didn't notice the extra weight. It felt really good, really nimble. very similar to my bike. That's one of the reasons why I picked it. Was just I had a what was it, a wide glide before, and it had the little chopper front tire on there. I just didn't feel as confident as I do on this heavy bike, you know, going through the turns and stuff. It just felt a little wobbly to me. Other than that, it was a really good bike. Like I said, not a whole lot of real big differences between mine and this one. Just mostly just the smoothness of the engine, like the balancing of it. The biggest thing I noticed, which was not that big, but just the bars. I didn't realize they were actually different. And yeah, and it's just got a few more options, like with the trunk and whatnot. But I really like the Road Glide Ultra, and I kind of like the Milwaukee 8. It's, like I said, more of a long trip, you know, touring model type thing. But as far as a nostalgia, I kind of like the older models that actually kind of shake you and stuff like that. But it's a very nice bike, though. I was very pleased. So, well, thanks for watching, guys, and hopefully I'll get my shirt in a few weeks.